A new electric vehicle by Mercedes is the Mercedes EQT, an electric van. This is their approach to the electric compact van segment. Subscribers know we have presented the concept to you. Now what is the final version? In this episode, all about the short wheelbase version, also the long wheelbase version. It will count for the electric version, but also for the combustion engine version, the T-Class, and also more, a special, a unique feature today with camping, both for electric and combustion engine version. And does electric camping actually work? And what has famous Mercedes tuner Brabus to do with this vehicle? We'll find out here with Thomas & Fuel for you. Let's go. Here with the front of the EQT. Interesting is that it does not have a fully closed grille, a more closed grille than the combustion engine version, but not this, hey, I'm an electric vehicle look. It is a little bit more subtle. The integration here leads over to the headlamps, also LED, in this case also the high performance LED, and a nice integration of the daytime running light. The Mercedes philosophy here is indeed to say we will not differentiate the EV to the combustion engine version, just very, very slightly. And I think that's probably a clever choice to do, because people move away from the wish that they want to scream out, hey, I'm driving an electric vehicle. They just say, the car is supposed to be beautiful, and that's it. And look at the huge Mercedes logo here in the front. Let's try something. Hey Mercedes, open the front charging flap. That worked, amazing. And here, AC and DC charging, 10 to 80% state of charge in 38 minutes. That's not industry leading, I would say, but we'll soon tell you more about the range and the whole philosophy of the car. And yeah, by the way, I was just kidding here. The voice input is for the interior, not for the exterior. Here you just press this button here. But it would be cool, right, Mercedes engineers? Maybe you can try to integrate it. This here being the short wheelbase version is in length 4 meters 50 or 177 inches. So indeed a compact van. And it counts the same for the combustion engine version, the T-Class, which we also have a separate video on, and here the EQT. And once again, from the exterior design, the only difference is the EQT receives this high gloss black cover here for the outside mirrors, and that's basically it. Same stylings also for the wheels. These here are quite beautiful 17-inch wheels. And you also get sliding doors for both sides actually. Oh, with the bed inside? Well, we'll see more about that later, because the interior will be very flexible indeed. And in the rear here, what they try to do is to create a beautiful design for a car that by construct or by concept can hardly have a beautiful design here with the vertical tail lamps here, but definitely this building form is always more form follows function. But by this way you can at least integrate some design in such a vehicle here. The towing capacity, by the way, is very interesting. It's not too much, but it's the same for the EQT, the EV, and also for the ICE version, internal combustion engine. It's 1.5 tons. And this here is, for the first time, visible. The long wheelbase version will count for the T-Class combustion engine and for the EQT, the electric model. This one here also with a special camper version. We'll soon also tell you more about that, because this is here the Marco Polo version of the EQT. Very interesting. Here the long wheelbase version is at 4 meters 92 or 194 inches, and that means a little bit over 30 centimeters or about 12 inches, 13 inches longer in wheelbase, and some 10 centimeters or 4 inches more here in the overhang. In the rear, short wheelbase and here the long wheelbase just look exactly the same. Interesting is technology-wise, all come with a rigid rear axle. Also counts for the normal T-Class, but when you have a commercial version T-Class or here the EQT with extra weight from the battery, you get a stronger rear axle. And I asked the Mercedes engineers if that would come with less comfort, and they say no, definitely not. We'll see in the driving part then at a later stage if that is really true or not. And you might have seen these wheels here, 19-inch. No, this is not by Brabus. I will tell you later on what Brabus does for this vehicle. But it looks like, really kick-ass wheels. Did I just say that? But they won't probably, won't be the serial wheels then later on. But why not, eh? I mean, or maybe like a performance electric version of this one? could be something, right? Talking about performance and technology, what's really interesting, they are thinking at the moment if they make this as a serial version, the shade for the interior with electrokromic function, so you have basically like an electric induction on the inside. It's really interesting. So then you have some more privacy on the inside, even the rear window here, that is possible. And at this moment it's for this first early prototype, and they think about if they rather go for the normal solution, like a normal manual shade, or if they do it like this. This would of course be a very, very cool solution. Battery size here, 45 kilowatt hours. That's not too big, isn't it? So I'm not trusting the official range figures. I rather correct them downwards from the official driving cycles, and my maximum estimation for this is 250 kilometers or 150 miles. So that means no matter if you go camping or not, this is not something for long range or high range. And also the recharging possibility at about like 80 kilowatt hour peak DC. It's nothing for quick charging on a motorway. This is more a people carrier for inside the city, or maybe you're going to a festival at the weekend, want to do some light camping in your proximity, or maybe if you are already living in some cool area and then go 100 kilometers or 60 miles to the beach. Lucky you when you can do that actually. So this one to me is electric people carrier, and I would say a proximity camper. Let's take a deeper look into the interior and also then later on the special camping feature. To me, this is an ideal people mover for inside the city, maybe secondary vehicle, maybe especially for the kids, you know, soccer club and so on. You get the picture. And this is all about access. Literally here, rear and the front, sliding doors. And in the rear, for example, ISOFIX child seats, and it's so easy to access them, to put a child seat in and out of that vehicle. This is then a normal EQT setup here. You have the same trim, but basically just the low trim is not available, which you would have for the T-Class. And also the front, look at that, look at the front door, 90-degree opening. If you now think about if you have some disability, for example, you can go here with a wheelchair and then easier get in and out of the vehicle. That would be another advantage, for example. Or even if you don't have disabilities, it's just an easier access indeed. Seats available in pure fabric, or this one, the sportier version with microfiber, they call it microcat now, in the middle part, Artico leatherette on the outside, or full Artico trim is also available if you need to wipe the seats clean. So the seats all animal free, that's a very good step. And you can also see here this more quality focused differentiation to the Renault sister model, the Kangoo, because this one is built in the very same plant in northern France. This cooperation between Renault and Mercedes has been going on for a lot of years on a very high scale indeed. I said this is ideal for children in the rear here. Do you want to see why? Yes. Because this is a seat as I would be driving as a tall person, 189 or 6'2". Headroom wise, this is actually no problem. There's more than enough headroom for everyone here, even for Michael Jordan indeed. But legroom is really limited, even though this is in the backward position. The EQT gets exclusively this movable bench. However, because of the battery, this part here is higher, this part. So the bench itself is higher, but then again, they moved the back part of the bolster lower so that the seat belt can still be in the optimum angle for best protection, in case of a hard braking or crash and so on. This was necessary then for that. Interior overview, actually quite easy to control. We have nice air vents here with clicking sounds. That's nice. Screen, you can always see Apple CarPlay, soon more detail to that. A real shifting lever, and still manual climate dials are also like that, really easy to control. Instruments, you can, by the way, also adjust the brightness, just left next to the steering wheel, it's really easy. Analog digital mix in the middle part, and for example, just for the digital speed. And yeah, the range estimate, I would say, it's quite realistic. Here in the lower area, you can have inductive charging pad, but also then these two USB-C chargers, and this is then the one for the connection. One thing though, when I pay at least 50,000 euros for an EQT, I want a Mercedes dampening of the glove box. If you want to see more of the actual load volume when everything is empty, check out our T-class combustion engine review. Well, this here is the Marco Polo module. So this is for the normal EQT, for the short wheelbase version. And then you can have this bed inside, and it's actually fairly comfortable. I'll also show you why that is. If you think I'm feeling a little bit ridiculous right now, you're exactly right. I'm just doing it all for you. And then here, look at that. This is the reason why it's actually fairly comfortable. You have these pads here underneath the mattress, and that's the case then, you know, it also adapts a little bit to the body. And here in this camper module, you not only see the Mercedes branding, but also, and there it is finally, the Brabus branding. It's not Brabus, by the way, because Brabus is a German family name, therefore it's Brabus. Listen and repeat, Brabus. And they are not tuning this one with a V8 and 500 horsepower, but building this camping module. Look at that here, with the stove. And then here, next one, with the fridge. Here we go. And the last one is then the sink. And then you just put this one here out. I have this for a similar system for the laundry at home, actually. This kind of, yeah, that way, and then you just pour it away and hopefully just use biodegradable things. So, and interesting also that as for the table, it's actually quite light. And let me put this one in here. You can easily grab it. So here we go. There. So this one here is it's a lightweight table. And you can see here it has this mount, and you can do two different things with that, because you have underneath here, have this pole, and then you can either put it right there and then attach another pole underneath, or you can install it in the front of the vehicle. So you have both solutions. And when you go for that for the outside solution, then there we are. This is it. Then you can use this table here, maybe also with some fitting chairs. Let's now check out the Brabus tuning for... I still can't connect Brabus and interior camping equipment. Yeah, it might take a while. So here we go, sliding door. And then this is then here the true Marco Polo version with kitchen inside, sink, a real one, and you also have then a split between used water and fresh water in here. Then you also have this small induction field here. Oh, this is a seriously heavy pan indeed. You might smack someone with that one too. You have, not only some nice boxes here, some drinks, guys. Oh, they removed the, the labels, so it's not any advertising. So here we go. This is then the small fridge. It's actually cold there, so it's even on at the moment. And you can always see this is one area to sit down here. Then there's this installed table at this moment. It can all be removed. So depending on either if you go for the normal module or if you go for the whole true Marco Polo version, almost everything can be removed and you can use the car the same way as the normal version once again. This is in the second bench. The question is, can I properly sit inside? Because when you look from here, it looks kind of close, but there is a reason that we have this roof extension. There we go. Then we do actually have some decent space. Yeah, wow, that is astonishingly spacious. So this roof tent here now serves the real purpose that I can sit here upright in a very comfortable way. This is in the seating setup and the dining setup. And this here, the top part here, would be a bed. The second bed is here basically underneath the table. And you can theoretically sleep with 4 adults in here because both beds are roundly about 2 meters in length and 1 meter in width. The top one a little bit smaller, but it's actually fairly comfortable to sit in here. It's really cool. There will be a solar roof available, and then you have basically independent power for USB charging and so on with a separate battery. The solar roof does not supply the vehicle battery. That's a key point. Yeah, this gets a little bit closer when I'm getting to the left side. And then here on this bench here, they say it's not the final vehicle yet if they change it a little bit, because here it's getting a little bit narrow, with the back, so you need to be smaller. And what I can also do here now is to put this one here forward, and then I can use this button here at the side to move down the table. So it will sound a little bit weird now, like this, and that way it can be moved down. And this is basically the first preparation then to move this one here to the bed area. Oh, rerolling. Sorry about that. Yeah, and that could be something, you know, for maybe longer video projections or something, to have this one here. So this is then now the transformed true Marco Polo version. So I'm basically sleeping on the kitchen now and on the dining table with these cushions here. So yeah, maybe another soft topper on that would be even more comfortable, but there is really enough space for that, considering it's not such a large vehicle indeed. So this would be the first of the two sleeping spots, and then there are even more up ahead. I'm hiding, you can't see me. Well, now you can. So you can, like this, yeah. You can remove this one here, maybe on a hot and sunny day. And when you're, for example, lying in the upper bed here and then, you know, enjoying the view to the ocean or so. There's also, you know, another small piece that you can put here on the back part then, that this, you know, area is fully closed. Here on the top part, you again have these adaptive cushions. So in a way, this can be even more comfortable. It's just that here in the top part, it's not as wide as in the lower part. And of course, also not as high. This one here, by the way, would be then the missing link. Yeah, so this and the top mattress, and of course, you know, this hard piece also comes underneath that. Of course, you better install that when you're already on the top part. If you're rather interested in the combustion engine version, the Mercedes T-Class, tune in here. Or one of the big competitors is, of course, the VW Caddy.